And you're probably wondering, Seth, okay, if you only were going to buy one moving forward, which would it be? Clifton 7 or Clifton 8? There it is, the Hoka Clifton 8, 50 mile on the nose, full review in the studio. Over on the shelf, we've got the Clifton 7 up there. We're going to talk about the Clifton 7 today. And the 8. How's everybody doing? Welcome back to the studio. Those clips were from yesterday, the second to last run in the Clifton 8. Today's run, I'll let you know, on Strava was 20 miles, I believe it was a 7:10 per mile. There it is on your screen. So 20 miles. And here's, okay, question of the day, doing it at the beginning. Oh, DeMoorGlobalRunning.com. I've been talking about the site a lot, and I want to get your opinions right now. When we're going to develop a page on the website dedicated just to the process and procedures that I am going through to give you and bring you 50-mile full reviews here in the studio. So question of the day, what would, on one page, on DeMoorGlobalRunning.com, what would you like to see on this one page where I explain to a T exactly my procedures, my process for doing running shoe reviews? You can go any direction you want with respect to the research that goes into the shoes, with respect to the testing that goes into the shoes. For example, yesterday's run was a steezy run. Today's run was a long run. One of my thoughts for this page on the website is to explain the exact types of runs I took the shoe through. For example, I think it would be very beneficial to know, for you, the viewers, if I were to tell you, and I don't have this down to a T yet, but this is where I need your help, is did I take the Clifton 8 for an easy run, for a steezy run, for a long run, for a tempo run? I did not, just so you know. Threshold run, interval track workout. So that is my thought. That's the question of the day. Help me out as we continue to dial in these running shoe reviews. It's very exciting as we move forward. In fact, actually, the Clifton 7 full review is linked down below in the description, okay? Full Clifton 7 full review down below there. Here we go. 50 miles road neutral shoe. It's twisting 100%, but it's not as loosey-goosey as you might expect. It is twisting, though, through the twist test for that EVA midsole. We're looking at a 5mm drop from heel to toe, all right? 29 in the heel, 24 in the forefoot. And for a medium to high stack height, for the weight, women's size 8, men's size 9 on your screen. My size, actually, let's just confirm real quick. 8 ounces, I do believe. We're in grams. It says 232 grams. Hold on. Looking at, oh boy, hold on. Pause, and we're back. Okay, it's working now. Looking at 8.2 ounces in, I believe it was, you know what, I did run in the shoe, so it's maybe carrying a little extra, you know what, through that weight. But I think it was coming in closer to 8 ounces in my size. And actually, let's do it right now. Here's the Clifton 7. I do believe it's a little more. Okay, well, a little more. 8.1 ounces, 8.2 ounces in my size. And onto that upper, okay, an engineered mesh, classic engineered mesh. I'm noticing a little more volume, a little more space in the toe box. Just a little bit compared to the 7, okay? Now, a couple, I'll say nice updates. Actually, let me just pull this out here. Yeah, interesting. So a smoother material they're using through the heel counter. Just a little smoother. Nice, interesting. I think that's good. Also, a reinforced eyelet chain. It's a better eyelet chain. Good job, Hoka, which is why the lockdown score is coming in. I believe I gave it an 8 out of 10. Also, semi-gusseted tongue, but the tongue is a little beefier, a little more padding on the top of your foot as you're lacing the shoe on. So I'm going to say overall good updates to the upper, just minor tweaks, but I think it's interesting. Also a little bit of TPU, like a rubberized overlay on top of the tongue just to help the tongue lay nicely on the foot. I like the updates to the upper Hoka. So overall score 8 out of 10 as well for that CMEVA compression midsole. Okay, they did supposedly, I don't know, but supposedly the EVA is 15% lighter compared to the 7. All right, I wish I could get it out. You know what, gosh, deconstructing this and actually just measuring the midsole is a very interesting idea. But anyway, CMEVA midsole. Now for me, what's happening, everyone, is that other companies are innovating, and I'm gonna say the fuel cell lineup from New Balance is now, if I feel like it's at the top of the mountain with respect to bounce and soft ride, more so than Hoka right now. And maybe I'm just crazy, maybe I'm just remembering too much. You know what, it's not out here right now. The Rebel V2, even of course the Invincible from Nike, it just feels like the EVA is a little bit 2016. It just feels like it's a little behind on the time. So the ride and energy return, I didn't feel it. You know, I was waiting for, remember in the first impression run, I took it out and it was in, below 50 degrees Fahrenheit. So it was a little cold. So I thought that might be impacting the durometer. And let's do the durometer. Actually, see, it's just not feeling exciting to the thumb test. It's just like not bouncing back, and it's EVA, okay? So EVA is not a material that's, known to be very exciting underfoot, all right? It's kind of gets the job done type of midsole foam. So overall score for the midsole, again, just not that exciting, 6.75. And onto that outsole, we've got rubber here, perfect amount, Hoka, of rubber on, especially under the forefoot, exposed EVA through the midfoot, and they added it did change, okay? So it did change, there you go, there's the outsoles. They did add a little bit of a decoupled groove. I think Hoka, let's bounce it up in 2022. Make that decoupled groove even a little deeper and maybe extend it just a little further up the midfoot, just to accentuate that feeling, that I'm going to say the trampoline feeling through the foot strike. So overall score for the outsole, we're looking at 7.5 out of 10. Onto the fit, true to size, okay? No issues with the fit for me, no slipping through the heel. The lockdown again was nice. Plenty of volume through the toe box. It did not feel too narrow. And onto that comfort score, I wish I could give it a higher score, but I'm not going to. The reason the score is where it is mostly because of the upper. I like the upper, but that EVA just, and again, I'm putting the Clifton 8 into the context of the 2021 running shoe lineup, all right? So I am comparing it to the Invincible, to the Mach 4, to the Rebel V2, to the Magic Speed. So it's this context as all these shoe companies are evolving and innovating. How does the Clifton lineup evolve along with it? And right now, it just doesn't feel like it's making the steps forward like I would have hoped. And we'll see what they do in 2022. So moving on to the positive and drawback. Positive, 100%, the tongue updates. I just love what they did with the tongue. A little extra padding is nice for the lockdown. And that drawback is the ride and durometer score. Durability prediction, I'm already seeing creasing through the midsole at, you probably can't quite see it, but there's some creasing happening at 50 miles. And I'm not the biggest guy. So if I'm creasing the midsole at 50 miles, I foresee a 300 durability prediction for the miles, maybe 400. And I'm talking about how the benefit you will get, the full benefit you will get out of that midsole bounce and feel through the foot strike. So right now, 300 miles, it just isn't quite cutting it, which is why the score is coming in at 5.5. I think and I'll just say right now, for a daily trainer, you want at least 400 and preferably 5, but at least 4. So it just doesn't, I'm a little concerned about the creasing happening there. How will I use this shoe? Who's the best for? Speaking of daily training, definitely daily training. And I'd pick another option of course it'll work for an easy day. Of course it will. But I would pick a daily trainer for, just classic, not tempo, not easy, not long. Even though I did a long run today, it felt fine out there. It felt fine, it was good. But again, I would pick a different shoe for the long run. Now, who is it best for? Remember the rocker feel through the Hoka midsoles, okay, which a lot of other companies are doing now these days. That was kind of a big innovation, let's say, yeah, I'd say 5 to 8 years ago, in that rocker geometry that Hoka's known for. So if you really like that rocker feel, I did feel that through the foot strike today. Now, price point, $130, okay, standard score. I would be very excited at $119, all right, but $130, that's okay. We'll take it, yeah, we'll take it at $130. It'd be really nice, though, to drop that down to $119. For all the Hoka fans out there, other shoes to buy on your screen, I mean, oh man, this is tough, but I'm gonna go Rincon 2, okay, New Balance 1080 V11, React Infinity Run, of course, and you know what, the Peg 37 or 38, I have yet to test the 38. Maybe if you have tested the 38, let us know in the comments how that compares to the 37, but I'm putting it into that same kind of feeling category as the Pegasus 100, the Pegasus lineup, I should say. 100% shoe quick specs for the Hoka Clifton 8, soak it in. 29 and 24 for the Stack engineered mesh. We're a little bit of rubber on the outsole, and again, $130. So, heartbreaker. Oh, this is a squeaker. So close. Oh man. I mean, I don't know if we've ever come this close to 6.97 for the 50-mile full review score. Almost 7. You always want to break into the 7s for the scoring system, which again, I will explain in full detail on DeMoorGlobalRunning.com at some point on that page, but 6.97 is a heartbreak. It did go up, I will say that much. It went up a little bit from the initial review, so that's good. But it didn't quite break into the 7s. Already asked the question of the day, comment of the day. Shout out to Gideon. Remember yesterday we were talking about getting out of our comfort zone, okay? So this is great. Thank you, Gideon, for tuning in, and congrats, by the way. Everybody, listen to this. Let's see. So I think this must have been last year is what he's talking about. He says, well, I'm in that situation right now where I won the state title in the 2-mile as a junior. I'm guessing that was last year, and I was definitely out of my comfort zone. I think I mainly owe it to the big mileage I did in the winter of 50 to 60 mile weeks consecutively, not nearly as much as you, Seth, haha, as well as interval training and high intensity workouts that I had to do all alone. Hopefully I can keep the title, but I'm gonna take whatever I can from your vids to get there. DGR strong. Gideon, it sounds like you're gearing up for the 2-mile state title run. Let us know how it goes. If you can remember, I'm guessing, what is it, May? I'm guessing it's in the next week or two. So, yeah, let us know how you do. That's very exciting. DGR strong. We're cheering for you, Gideon. And you're probably wondering, Seth, okay, if you only were going to buy one moving forward, which would it be? Clifton 7 or Clifton 8? Oh, Clifton 7. That is right, everybody. I would save the money. Actually, I don't even know. I'll put it on your screen. Has the Clifton 7 dropped in price yet? Hopefully it drops very, very soon. I mean, I enjoyed the ride of the 7 a little bit more. And you know what? Let me just look. Interesting. It looks like the same. Anyway, I'd go Clifton 7, pinch the pennies, and the updates to the upper are nice, but I don't think it's quite significant enough to be like, oh my goodness, like this is a huge update to the Clifton lineup, just so you know. So, and they're both gonna do the job fine, but if you have an option, I personally, if pinch a few pennies, I would buy the Clifton 7 again. All right, everyone, there you go. Thanks for tuning in. Of course, we'll toss it to the Clifton 7 full review right there, right there, right there. All right, seek beauty, work hard, and love each other. Thanks for tuning in. See you tomorrow.